Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Oriire podcast, the podcast that tells African stories. I'm Halima.
And I'm Ceci, and today we're here with our guest, Ashake, to talk about Beninois cuisine.
Good job, Ceci.
Was my pronunciation correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to be exploring Beninois cuisine with Ashake, and we're going to be talking about the different types of food that they have, and it should be a really fun conversation. So let's get into it.
Ashake, I have a quick first question. So, your name Yoruba?
Yes, of course. Because my parents are from Porto Novo, and it's like in the family history, it's like I think my ancestor was like kind of slaves that they bring to Benin Republic. So my family start from Porto Novo, and but I was born in Cotonou in Benin Republic. And so to answer to your question, my name is Ashake, and it is a Yoruba. We are Yoruba in our family.
Oh, that is so cool. So, do you
Very
speak Yoruba?
cool.
Yes, I speak Yoruba, but I think that I lose some. My accent is not fluent now because I left the country. It's been 15 years that I am living in France, so you can easily talk Yoruba with me. I will understand, but I am not sure to respond in a fluent Yoruba language. That's my issue. But my when my mother called me, she always speaking to me in Yoruba, but I always answer in French, and it's like she didn't like it, but
I'm
Oh my
from
goodness, that's
Badagry.
really cool.
Yeah, Badagry borders Porto Novo in Benin and Lagos, so it's like kind of in between. So that's pretty cool. I've never met anybody from there before.
oh, okay.
So, what would you say is your favorite food, like your favorite Beninois food?
Uh, there is okay. When you ask the question, I think about one in special, but there is more. I'm not that complicated in the food thing, but I think it's like the egusi soup in Nigeria, but it's cooked differently on our side. Because I've tried one Nigeria restaurant one day, and when I asked for the egusi soup, it was not like how I made it in how my mother taught me. But it's the same egusi soup, but we've add the spinach leaves in it. But it's not a foriro. It's not like the foriro. It's really the egusi soup, but we add some a bit of spinach in it.
So is it also called egusi?
Yes, it's called egusi. The how can I say that uh, farine. Uh, I don't know I don't know the translation. I don't know
Melon,
the
it's like
I can
ground
help with
melon
that.
seeds or something.
yes,
Melon,
yes, it's
yeah.
grounded. Yes, it's grounded. It's a egusi. We at home we call it egusi as well.
Gotcha. Can you
So
tell
what
us
do
how
you
that's prepared?
yeah.
Like, how do you make that dish?
Yes, sure. So I thought about it especially because of one ingredient that we've put in it is the wangashi. I think it's only found in Benin because I other country don't know this thing, but it's made from cow milk. It's like cheese. It's the cheese. It's like cheese, and um, you take a pot of cow milk, you boil it, and you add like there is a leaf called Calotropis procera, and it's allowed to get the milk, rotten milk. And so the when the milk is boiled and you add these leaves in the boiled milk, The waters, there is some liquid like water, yellow water that is dissociated from the, I think, the cheese, if I can say that. And we pour this cheese in some strainers to get a round form for the cheese, and we let it rest until it get firm. It get like a mozzarella, this, it's like this cheese, but it's, I don't know how it's made, but it's like the texture is like the mozzarella. And in Benin we fried it. You can fry it or boil this cheese, and it doesn't it's like when you fried it, it's like you can it's look like meat that you can add to your soup. So in every dishes in Benin, you can find it as meat or a fish or any other kind of a protein that you can add to your dish. So this is what I like in the egusi soup, because when we cook it, we put a lot of this wangashi in this soup, in the soup, and we add shrimp, crab, goat meat, smoked fish also in it. And if I want to describe how it does, so first you have your pot, you add the tomato that you will first the tomato that mixed with all I can picture what I do when I am cooking this soup, but it's difficult to find my word in English.
In
That's
English, yeah. Do you also add palm oil?
Yes, so you can do it with palm oil or with peanut oil, or with whatever oil that you want to use. But I prefer it with the palm oil, the red, the palm oil. So you add the palm oil to your tomato in your pot, and you mix it. You leave it boiled, and you add all your seasoning in it. And after that, I made a like I put some water in a boil with the egusi, and I add it in the tomato sauce, and I let it boil or cook for a long time. And after that, I will add then the wangashi, the meat, assorted meat, and the fish and the shrimp, and I will let it also cook for time. And at the end, I will now add the spinach leaves, just a little bit on the top, and I will mix all together. But it will be really very, it won't be stick. I don't know how, it will be a real soup, you know.
So more watery.
Yes,
Yes.
this is exactly the word that I was looking for you. What?
I think that that is really cool. I think the only major deviation from the Nigerian version, as far as I can tell, is the cheese. Because what you said, less spinach. It's not like eforiru. Some people make their egusi with a lot of the efo, and then some people make their egusi with like very little, and some people make with not at all. So maybe you just went to a restaurant where they use a lot. But
Oh, all
sometimes,
right.
yeah, sometimes people don't use a lot,
Okay.
so it sounds very similar. But the cheese, I find really interesting that you eat cheese a lot, because your neighbors don't really eat cheese that much, except in the north, which I believe they have something similar to wangashi. Was it? I think it's called wara. Have you ever heard of wara, Halima? So it's a fried cheese as well. So thank you for taking us through that journey of egusi. And let's talk about some other meals that you guys make in Benin. I keep It's Benin, right? Is it Benin? Is it Benin?
uh,
Benin?
if you if you want to say it in French, is Benin,
No.
but in English is Benin. Like I think there is
Mm.
a city Benin in
Yes,
Nigeria,
yes,
right?
yes, there is
Yes,
as well.
it's the same. I think it's the same pronunciation. I mean,
Okay. And do you
um,
eat your egusi with like pounded yam or gari or like on the side?
yes,
Ah.
yes. It's interesting what you've said earlier because I okay, so I think it's the same egusi soup then. I didn't know that there were a different type of egusi soup. I thought that the egusi soup as I saw in the restaurant egusi soup and also I saw the foriro. I thought that in Nigeria we you didn't add the effort in the egusi soup, the spinach, sorry, in the egusi soup. That was my confusion. So it's the same thing after your explanation.
I think it's pretty much the same. So what about other foods that you guys eat? Tell us about another one.
So we have but I don't think it's only in Benin. You can also find it, I think, from the people of Togo. It's between Benin and Ghana. This country is a small country as Benin Republic as well. It's like a small um it's not I wanted to say cake but it's not cake but it's done with rice flavor and it's steamed and they we cook it with it's it have the form of the muffin. I don't know all the recipe but it's from the flavor from rice flavor and do some you steam it and you eat it with some onion and tomato and fish and it's really tasty. It's called ablo. I don't know if you heard about it. Ablo.
Are you talking about Achike, Ashake?
No, no, it's not a check. It's not. No, it's not a chicken. It's really rice. It's rounded, and they also do it in leaves. How can I explain it? No, because I think achake is from it's like a cabbage.
I was thinking of
Yes,
something more
it's
like puff
cassava.
puff, but I just googled and it says ablo is made from cornstarch and
Ablo.
corn flour and steamed rice. And then it's like steamed, so it's like a steamed rice cake, which I don't think I've really come across anything similar. I would really like to see how that tastes. And you eat it with tomatoes, you said, and like onions and
Yes, and with fish or chicken. Uh, but
I think
I
in
didn't
Nigeria
know
it
that.
can be
I
compared to
Sorry.
tuwo rice. No, like in Nigeria, because Tessie was saying she doesn't know anything similar. Do you know tuwo rice?
yes, I know too.
Yeah, so this looks oddly similar to tuwo. But yeah.
Hmm. Okay, so let's talk about some desserts now, or some street foods, because you know every country has the kind of food that you usually see like on the street. Well, most African countries have that, or you know, like fast food, quick food. What would you say is a very popular street food or fast food that you have?
Uh, did you heard about shanshanga? It's like the suya in Nigeria. I think it's the same thing,
Oh,
but we call it shashanga. It's the same thing. You go on the street and you have some uh, guys that cut the meat in small. They add a lot of pepper on it, and they can put it in bread, or you can only eat them like suya. It's the same thing. There is that, and there is also talk about puff puff. We have also something like this that that is sell on the road, and there is something we call I think akara.
oh, we have that as well. Is it made from
Okay,
beans?
yes, it's made from beans. Yes, and There is also uh, we have fried yam and also tale tale. It's done with banana, the small one, the small banana one, the fruit, not the plantain. I'm talking about the plantain, but really the banana, the fruit, the small one when they are very when they are ripe, and they we smash, not smash, but yes, I can use smash. Well, I can use that, and
Wait.
we did that, and we add some flour on it in it, and we and also we've
Yes.
add some yeast in it, and after that we fried it. It's called tali tali, and it's really sweet.
That sounds nice. I think I'd like to try it. Okay, so after some research, we found a few things that we want to ask you about. So a few like specific foods. So we want to say if you're really familiar with them and whether you like them or not, what they're like. So there's the first one, which is, I hope I'm pronouncing this right, is jewo or amiwo.
Oh, okay, okay. It's Amiwo. Okay, I'm more familiar with
Amiwo.
the Amiwo name, but it is in another language, the Jewo that you said. But yes, I know about it. Yeah, it's good. It's not my favorite, but it's nice.
Okay, and what about atasi or wache? Wache?
Atasi, it's like rice, right? It's rice with beans,
Yes.
and we each time I eat this dish, I eat it with I don't know if you know ja. It's like a fried tomato. So you have your tomato in your pot, and you add a lot of oil in this kind of soup. It literally you are frying the tomato. It's really oily as sauce, and in the sauce you add the wangashi, all the meat that you you can add also fish, and you eat it with the atasi. It's really nice, rice with beans.
And just to add on that, wache is eaten in Ghana as well. So I don't think it's native to just like the Benin people.
Oh, I think I heard it in the Runtown song.
Mm. And then I feel like Nigeria too, we have something similar. Ours is just called rice and beans. It's not exactly called wache, but yeah.
Rice and beans is a very popular combo, I guess, across
Mm-hmm.
West Africa.
Yep. Next up, do you know anything about monio? I don't know if it's pronounced monio or monio.
Monio. It's like
Why?
Monio.
Yeah.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
or you can also use Y. Yes, Moyo or Monio. It's the same. It's depend who said it, but yes, I know it is really. It's like you slice some onion, tomato, you season it, and you can eat it with the ablo that I've talked about earlier, or akasa. It's like it's done with corn flour, flavor or flour, I don't know. But you eat this monio with it, and it's mainly eat with fish, fried fish. But
That's
it's
all.
not cooked. Some people don't do it on the. It's not necessarily cooked on the fire. You can do it raw, and you eat it like that, without put the tomato, the onion, and all uh, on fire.
Mm, got it. Have you tried yassa? I think it's a Senegalese dish. It
Yes,
sounds odd. Yeah. Is it
it's
similar to this?
Senegalese,
Is
but
it
I've
similar
tried.
to monio?
Is it similar to?
Monio.
No, 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 because in the yassa,
Mm-hmm.
first of all, it's on you cook it, and there is mustard in it, and it's only onion. Basically, the yassa is only onion and mustard, and you add some olive in it. I know because I've lived in Senegal for 2 years, but this is not like monio. The monio, you cut onion in small, you cut tomato, you add your seasoning in it, and that's all. Basically, that's all for the monio. And you it's not, it's like you are doing some salad of the thing, but it's not necessarily cooked.
Gotcha. And then the next food we found is, and I'm sorry I might butcher this, Igname pile. My French is betraying me. But let me
It's
spell it
okay.
for you.
No, no.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, it's yam pile. It's pounded yam.
Oh, Iyampi. Oh my goodness, that makes so much sense. Oriire listeners, I'm still like a French person. That was just
Please,
I
guys.
couldn't read
Anyway, you
it
people
properly.
already know that Halima is a scammer, so
Yes, yam pile. So it's pounded yam for sure. And it's when for to eat this as a side, we there is a soup. If you want, there is a soup that is done with peanut butter, if I can say that. Yes, the peanut paste that it's added in tomato soup, if I can say that, and they add a lot of wangashi in it. It's only the wangashi in this soup that is, and some meat, a little meat, and they cover the. It's like the pounded yam. It sink in the sauce when you wanted to eat it, but it's really really nice dish.
okay. And how about masa, which is like a pancake? Am I right?
Ah, mansa. Yes. Mansa. Yes. I really don't know the recipe, but yes, we eat it with. It's like the Fulani people, if I can say that. I don't know the how. I am not finding my
Yes, yes, the
words.
Fulani people. Yes.
Okay, fine. So it's more from them that we know this. I'm not sure. Maybe it's not the truth, but in my memories, I think it is, but I'm not sure about that. And usually, when we eat mansa, it's like we eat it with some. I want to say cocoa, but I don't know if you know that. It's like. Um,
So is
Yeah,
it pap?
cocoa is
Maybe
part
pap is not like yeah, like a
like
custard.
custard.
what I was looking for is like porridge. We add it with,
Ah,
but it's more a morning dish, if I can. For me, I have the memories when I went to school on the morning to wake up. I I buy this thing, the mansa and the porridge, and I ate them before starting the classes. So the class. It's more sugar. Yes, it's sweet. For me, it's not salty dish. The mansa, it's like there is sugar in it.
okay. And how about the Dahome fish stew?
I don't know about it. Maybe I've
No.
ate it and I don't know. Sorry, because I really don't know about it because I you the for us when you talk about Dahomey, I am thinking about this city in Benin Republic, which is Abome or Ouida. There is they kind of in the center of the country. But me, I am from the south, so you have Port Novo and Cotonou on the south of the country. I'm not really familiar with the other dishes from the other part of the country.
Ah. Okay, and I think the final food that we found is yovodoko. Did I say that right?
It's literally, yes, it's correctly. It's literally puff puff.
Ah, okay.
It's the same thing, and when we eat it, we add a lot of sugar on the puff puff to eat it. So it is the yovodoko. Yes.
Okay, so I think that we have to wrap it up. And the last question I want to ask is, out of all these things we talked about, what do you think is the most popular or most eaten food?
This is a good question. But I think that the atasi is kind of really familiar and popular for everyone. Because if I say the egusi, it's more from the Yoruba people that are in the Port Novo and all. They really know this kind of dish, but for sure, atasi is known by everyone, and also um, the monio is also known by everyone.
Great, great, great. Thank you so, so much, Ashake, for coming on this episode. This was really educational and it was definitely very interesting. I really enjoyed this episode. Any last words, Ceci?
Just want to ask Ashake if she has anything to say to our audience or if she would like them to follow her on social media or anything.
Not really, but it was really nice to be on this episode with you guys. It's I was afraid to not finding my word, but it was really great animation from you. So thank you guys for having me on your episode.
Thank you for
Thank
coming. You did
you.
great. And in the
And I just
future,
want to
since
add,
Halima is so good at French, we should have a francophone episode, right, Halima?
yes, we should. But before we end this episode, there's something very interesting. So apparently, in Benin, they don't put sugar in their own puff puff batter. They put raw sugar after the puff puff is made. So I think that's the major
Ooh.
difference between Nigerian and Beninois puff puff.
Yes, for
Ashake,
sure.
that's right.
Yes,
Okay,
that's
yeah.
right.
All right, then, you guys don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, stay notified, and share with your friends, family, cousins, all of that. Follow us on Twitter at Oriire underscore Africa. Oriire is spelled ORIIRE underscore Africa. On Instagram, same handle, Oriire underscore Africa. Check out our website at orire.com. And yeah, that's it. Over.
A bientôt.